Okay, first of all, sorry I haven't posted in a few days. I filmed with an idol group, and so I actually finished the video faster than I thought, but it kept me busy, so I wasn't able to post like a regular, just doing my makeup video for a few days. But look what came in the fucking mail. Period. I never got a notification from the customs people, so I assume they threw it away because that's the rules, right? If you don't claim it, they just get rid of it. But it turns out someone over at Blend Bunny, when they're filling out the form to send the package to Korea, they put in their own number instead of my number for the contact. And so, because what would happen is the package arrives here in Korea, they find the contact number and they send that number a notification like, oh, please give us your personal customs code. But I never got that notification. But we called them and they're like, oh, they put the wrong number in. So we figured that out and I finally got it. Even though I think I wore this in like November of last year. That's crazy. Anyway, I got Robert Welsh's Divination Palette, his collaboration eyeshadow palette with Blend Bunny Cosmetics. Da-dun! And I just got one other product, their lip gloss. The green one, because I thought this would be sort of my style. 내 스타일인 것 같아서. Green, which you're like, Edward, a green lip gloss? Yeah, a green lip gloss. Because it will help neutralize really red lips. Now, the average Edward Avila watcher would be like, Edward, what the fuck makes you think you're going to use colors like that? And you're right. And as I was sitting here thinking about like, what colors would I want to use? Because as we all know, whenever I've tried to experiment with shit in the effort to show you an eyeshadow palette, it usually ends badly. I thought it would be kind of cute though, because I mean, these two rows, the black and the brown, Level Good Black and Brown eyeshadow palette, right? But I thought it'd be kind of cool if I made the base sort of this black and gray row, but then I'll kind of use this purple and blue row to kind of like give a little bit of that sort of divination vibe, that sort of like supernatural vibe. I don't know, I have this vision in my head and hopefully this shit translates IRL, but we'll see. I think I want to do my eyes today first. So I'm going to start with Miss KALEIDOS Tone Activator Primer. It has this kind of a peachy tone to it, so it will help. Because I'm not using foundation yet. So I'm not really using it for like it's, you know, oh, making my eyeshadow last longer because I'm going to wash my face after this because I have to meet my friend after. But the color will help get sort of the true pigment of the colors that we're going to use. Okay, so what I think I might actually do is use this first shade here. Would you? Fortune Cookie. You know what? The thing is, I mean, a lot of these Western, I think this brand's from the UK, all these non-Asian, you know, eyeshadow palettes will use lots of browns, right? But it is nice to see a brown shade that has a bit of a pink tone to it, which for me as a cool tone girly, I find infinitely more useful. There is another brown in here that's more warm tone, this shade right here, Skeptic. So the fact that you have like a more pinky brown and a more warm yellow brown, I think is nice. And I know this shit's gonna be pigmented as fuck, so I'm gonna be extra careful. Also, I fucking love the fact that this mirror's gigantic. The whole look is gonna be a gray-black base, so I wanna add a bit of a slightly warm color all over first, so that it doesn't look too cool toned. Again, I'm doing a very light layer because I still want there to be a little bit of tackiness for the gray shade, which I'm about to use right now. Smoke. Let's see what she's given. Actually, I might use Mirrors, the one right next to it, because I want something a little bit deeper. Oh, oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is really fucking smooth. I think we all are familiar with the fact that most non-Asian eyeshadow palettes tend to be way more pigmented, but I was worried that it would be too chalky or too, what are they? 약간 just too pigmented, too powdery, but living up to that name, Blend Bunny, that shit is really fucking smooth. And then I'm actually gonna take a mix of Meg and Zoltar, so I don't get a fully black eyeshadow, but a really, really deep, cool tone brown to put on top of what I did just now. Oh, bitch. Holy moly. Oh my, holy, oh my god. Just so I get a little bit more depth there. Ooh! Ooh! I think I'm gonna go for like sort of this shape. And I'm only keeping on the outside because on the inside I want to put a bit of those blue and purple shades later. So currently I'm getting confirmation on the video I did with an idol group. First time on my channel. And this actually, I know I said in a few podcast episodes and like probably even my channel here where I was like, I'm trying to work less with idols, but I think it's because I haven't done it in a while that I was okay with it. But definitely as I was editing this video, as fun as it was filming and I guess editing it, I was like, yeah, I really can't be doing this like as often as I was doing it as before because it's just too much damn work. As fun as it is, it just takes me the fuck out. But right now, currently, because I'm waiting for confirmation on the video, what I'm worried about is them being like, oh, I did all these edits right for the video, but then they'll ask me to take like a huge chunk of the video out because they're like, oh, please take this part out and all that. But the company seemed pretty chill, so I don't think they're gonna ask too much. But they are. I sent a video in like 2 days ago, and I don't know. They're probably busy, but there's some companies that will take like a whole ass fucking week. It could either be that they're just really, really busy, and so they don't have time to get through it, you know, chain of command or that type of situation, or they are just lazy to watch the video. Because there are companies that really be like that. Talk about you're a busy girl. What are y'all doing? Girl, what are y'all doing? I'm scared to make the shape of this eye too big because I don't want to look like an idiot, to be honest. But I am happy with the level because it's smooth and it is smooth and fucking pigmented. So I just have to be extra careful because I work with a lot of Asian eyeshadows that aren't that crazy pigmented. I kind of tend to just go in, kind of just like whack it all on and worry about it later. But this time 좀 조심스럽게 해야지. I'm gonna take the same black shadow Meg. It's just a black eyeshadow. I'm gonna use that to line my eyes. When I'm doing more intense looks like this, where I'm like experimenting with color, my first instinct is to do like a cat wing for some reason. So I'm just doing like a straight down almost, following my natural eye. A lot of the fun for me that comes from trying eyeshadow palettes like this is seeing how they would look like on like using my sort of technique. I swear to fucking God, every time I try, you know, these colorful eyeshadow palettes, I end up looking like, oh, this is my first time in drag on Halloween. Super unblended, really messy looking. This is the brush I use for doing eyeliner with eyeshadow. And I was taking off some of the excess black on my hand because I don't want too much on here. But I went to go wipe it off with this wet wipe just now. And the black is kind of leaving a mark here, which tells me that it's probably long lasting. Now I need to get a little bit of cleansing water because I need to clean up under my eyes. I literally, girl, what the fuck is this eyeliner? This is why I'm doing my base afterwards. You see all that? Because as I'm blending, some of the shadow does get on my lower lid. It just looks like a dark circle. Okay, I'm stopping there for now. I'm gonna do some of my base and then we'll continue. The Saem corrector. I recently tried this new, like, you know that brand Glow? They came out with like this enzyme like cleanser. And I used it, and it was nice here because my skin felt really smooth afterwards. But girl, it fucked my chin up, bitch. My skin was like peely and scaly as hell. I don't think it's the fault of the cleanser itself. That's what it's advertised as, like a sort of peeling cleanser to help give you smooth skin. But I was on retinol about a week ago, and so my skin is still kind of dry and thin from that. Girl, I'd be getting too crazy with these peeling products because I'll stop using them for a while. I'm like, I want to get back into my skin will get dull, and so I'm like, oh, I need to get back into the peeling shit. But then I overdo it, bruh. And so I've been using I don't know if you noticed, but my chin was super shiny. I've been using just regular Eagle. I have this. I bought this when I was in America, but I don't use it as much as I should. This is the CeraVe Healing Ointment. It says non-greasy, but girl, this shit is greasy. But I found that if I'm doing my makeup, because girl, the way makeup will sit on my dry ass chin is disgusting. So I've noticed if I use a tiny pinpoint, like the head of a Q-tip, like barely any, and I just rub some on my chin, it creates like enough of a protective layer for, I try not to put too much makeup on my chin at that point, but at least it gives a little bit of like a barrier so that my skin doesn't look, it looks so crusty whenever I'm using products like that. So the CeraVe has been a nice thing to use. If you're into retinol, tretinoin, glycolic acid, like the ordinary one, try to avoid your mouth area because that part of the face is very sensitive to peely shit. Then I'm using Dinto. On my channel, I've showed the Dinto foundation a few times, but now Dinto sells in Daiso. They have foundation. It's literally the exact same foundation as the one I really enjoyed. So the fact that they have a Daiso for like less than $5, girl, shit. They've got tints, eyeshadows, brow, eyeliner. But the only thing is that shit is always fucking sold out. And I think for a good reason, because usually when you think of like Daiso makeup, like color makeup, a lot of it is very much like appealing to young high school girls that love the really bright colors. But with Dinto, all their shit is very muted in tone, which whether you're soft summer or soft autumn or not, looking at soft muted tones, I feel like is very appealing to most people because they don't look as like, you know, bright and crazy as some of the other colors you'll find often in like Daiso makeup or in general in K-beauty. So it's been so hard to get my hands on anything from Dinto. Girl, I have my app, the notification alarm on the Daiso app. I've got her on, and yet she hasn't been restocked yet. So I bought a few things whenever I could find them, but yeah, I want to make a video just, you know, to try that on camera. I know of the quality because I've tried all their products before already before they went into Daiso. So I'm probably not going to be surprised by the formulas. They're probably all the same, to be honest. But it really goes to show you the fact that Dinto, they didn't even try to make like a Daiso brand. They literally, I feel like they probably just put the exact same products into Daiso. Because before, it used to be sold at like Chicor, which is like the Korean Sephora. And they would be priced at like $20 to $30 to $40. So I'm like, okay, so you're going to put the same product up in Daiso, but then now you're selling it for like less than $5 a pop. What does it say about the pricing of your original products? Because I think before, when they were just sold in Chicor, I never really heard people talk about them, to be honest. I really liked it, and I thought the products were great quality, but like in the world, in like social media, I never saw anybody speak about it. But do you see how good that shit looks? Probably not the best if you have quite dry skin, but if you have more normal to like combination to oily skin, and you have like larger pores, this is so good at blurring the skin. But again, if you have, I definitely wouldn't want to use this like, because my chin did get better, but if you're peeling or dry and scaly, this is not the foundation for you because it will emphasize all that shit. What I love most about it though is the color. It's so neutral. It's not too yellow, not too pink. It's just neutral. So I think that's why I originally fell in love with it so much when it was in the original packaging. And also what I like is that it's a tube. The formula is so fucking watery. In the original packaging, it used to be like a pump, but whenever you pump it, it would like squirt out like water. So the fact that it's a tube, it's much easier to use now. Ugh, concealer 뭘로 할까? I'll just use my regular flower nose ones. The pink one on the cheeks, and then the skin tone one. Just like here in the center, I guess. Oh, recently, actually on Valentine's Day, the new Tomb Raider 4, 5, and, well, the numbers, it's Tomb Raider Last Revelation, Tomb Raider Chronicles, and Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness, the remasters were released on Steam, and girl, I've been playing them. The first one I played was Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness, and if you are a Tomb Raider aficionado, you'll know that shit was it was released unfinished. So the original PS2 release, bugs everywhere, very, very vivid memories. I remember I was living in the Philippines at the time, actually. Too many fucking bugs. I would get soft locked within the game, and I'm like, what's wrong? I don't know what I'm doing. And so I'm like running around hours and hours, stuck in the same level. And I didn't realize it's because there were bugs. I didn't realize how badly, you know, unfinished the game was. But with the remaster, to be honest, there's still kind of some bugs, but at least you're able to finish the game, you know? And yo, I fucking love Tomb Raider. Like the classic games, I love them. They are so good. They're just really fucking hard. There'll be time, especially like I'm playing 4 right now. There's some moment, I think I'm so used to the mechanics of Tomb Raider 1 that when I play Tomb Raider The Last Revelation, I'm like, there's like new features, like, I don't know, like using your laser sight to shoot a very specific thing. Because the graphics were so bad back then, like I wouldn't be able to tell what I'm supposed to shoot. Like, for example, if there's like a turret and you have to like shoot the back of the tank of it so it explodes and you can proceed the level. Girl, I wouldn't know that. The fuck? So I've been having to, you know, as much as I don't want, I want to just play it. I just want to raw dog it, right? But girl, I've been going back to those walkthroughs, y'all. Those walkthroughs. Did you, if anybody watching this video, if you ever played, you know, back in the day when they would sell game guides, if you bought a game at GameStop, you could also buy like the game guide. Oh my god, y'all. I would like collect those. Oh, I remember having the Kingdom Hearts game guide and bringing it to school and just reading it like almost like it was a manga. So fun. Let me continue with the eye makeup. I'm going to use this JAVIN Soul to highlight my Aegyosal. This is the pale rose. I was debating whether I use this one or the pale coral one, but I don't think it matters, to be honest. I just need something to brighten my Aegyosal. The one thing about this eyeshadow palette, though, is that there's no colors I can use to actually... Oh my, do you see this? This is one thing about, like, one downside to using really dark eyeshadow colors. They kind of, like, smudge below, which might not be an issue if your eye shape is different from mine, but I have very, like, deep eyes, and so that happens a lot. I still didn't use powder, so it's a little bit tacky underneath, and so that could happen. But yeah, like I was saying, there's no color I can really use in here to, because they're all quite, I mean, I could use these like lighter shades, but I don't want like a pastel blue Aegyosal, right? I want like a skin tone Aegyosal. 그런 거 없어서 I'm just gonna use a random eyeshadow palette that this has like been my everyday daily palette for the last few days. 2AN Better Me Eye Palette in Dear Me. I got this from Olive Young. Super pretty, neutral. It's supposed to be like, they said it's like cool tone best. It's like neutral, to be honest, because I can see this looking warm on some people. But for me, it's a very good, just neutral eyeshadow palette. And I use like every color in here on a daily basis. So, 좋아요. I'm going to use this light shade here. As you can see, there's no color like that in the Robert Welsh palette. So, like, there's no color in there that would give me this effect. But in Western makeup, Aegyosal is not really a thing, so... Now I'm going to use a combination of these two shades here, Fortune Cookie and Ouija, and use that for, like, my team. This will make a big difference and make my eyes look a lot bigger. I've been super into emphasizing my Aegyosal lately. So, because you guys know, if you watch my tutorials for a long time, my makeup videos for a long time, I will like put all my shadow here. That's still kind of what I did today, but I like to really emphasize my Aegyosal these days. Even if I'm using really light natural colors, I actually put more emphasis on the lower part of my eye now, and I'll just keep the top very simple. Like a line just right here where my lash line is, just to make the lashes look thicker and almost give it like a lined effect. But here I really, on the outer two-thirds, I will kind of blend it quite down. Like this is the samguk zone, right? The triangle zone. Kind of really fill that in. Because I like how it makes my eyes look like... Because if I just keep all the eyeshadow up here, it looks very like more upturned. But I need to balance the bottom, so I'm trying to fill this part in so it looks more like... I do want to emphasize my Aegyosal. I think I want to use Skeptic for that, actually. This one down here. It is very warm toned. Like a very almost like yellowy warm tone. But we'll see how it looks. I feel like it might be okay. I'm using this kind of tiny little brush. Really take off that excess. And right under where the middle right here, draw a light line and then take off the rest on my skin. Basically cleaning the brush and then just These eyeshadows are so pigmented already that there's still a lot left inside of the bristles. Nice. This truly is one of those moments where you gotta trust the process because it looks crazy, like from the beginning to the middle. Okay, now time for the fun colors. I had this fantasy of doing one side blue and then one side purple because I love the combination of blue, kind of like this actually. This little moment. I love blue and purple together. Those two colors, the way they soothe my soul, y'all. They soothe my motherfucking soul. The chaos that is my heart. So what I'm thinking, what I want to do is, because I already have all this black on here, so I want to use the blue and purple as more of like a little, yeah, kind of highlight cut-in. So what I will do first is use these paler shades, the blue one, Hydromancy, and the lighter pinky tone Affirmation. I guess I'll do blue-purple. Anya. I like this eye more, so I should probably do blue on this one. I kind of just want to stick some of that in there. Okay. Just for like a whisper of a blue. Oh! This actually looks a lot like the back when if you have been around when I first started to get into Chinese like Douyin makeup, I had this palette that's like gray and black and there was a blue in there. It kind of looks like that. This is like deep cuts at this point. We're talking Edward Avila deep cut videos, but because my nose bridge is from plastic surgery, because my nose bridge is high, and then my eyes are deep, with these darker colors, it can be very like dark looking here. So I like to use colors like this to brighten. Even if I'm not using these colors, I like to use a highlighter. Even if it's not shimmery, like a pale matte highlighter here, because it brightens this bit here, right? Especially because I contour my nose in a specific way that makes it almost even deeper. So I want a little bit of lightness there, so there's balance. Now I'm going to take Affirmation, the pink tone shade here, and do the same thing, but on this side. Period. Actually, I think this is what Robert was doing in his video when he was announcing this collection. He had like black basically, and then he used a little pink, the Affirmation shade in the middle. Not the middle, the inner corner. So we're getting a bit of a cut crease moment, but I'm just using this fluffy brush just to put it on. Cause bitch, ain't nobody got time for fucking like cut creases and shit. Like with the concealer. You can. But what I love about super pigmented eyeshadows is that you can use them, especially the light pale ones, you can use them to just cut your crease without having to mess with the whole fucking concealer. You know what I mean? A very 2016 endeavor. Oh, girl. We gotta use the shimmer, girl. So I'm gonna use these two here because I love. Hold on, let me not get ahead of myself. I love that he created each row, right? Yellows and browns, you know, green, blue, purple, whatever. So it's great for monochromatic looks, which is my vibe. It's very much my vibe. I do like you have two varieties of shimmer glitter though. You have like what in the West they call them toppers, right? On this side, and then you have like the really like pigmented glitters on this side. So I'm gonna use these on the inner corner like I just did for a bit of that highlight moments. And then I'm going to blend it into these. I'm going to put them in the center. And then, y'all, this Hermit shade is speaking to me. So I have to use her. So I'm going to keep that probably out here. So let's get cracking. I have this random concealer brush I got from Seven Face CO3. This is the original concealer brush, but I love it for shimmers and glitters. So let's start with the blue side. I'm going to use Love Line right here. Actually, should I just use my fingers? Kaya finger 할까? I think that might make more sense. Yeah. Or should I not? I might fuck up. Hold on. Let me. Oh! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You've got to be fucking kidding. That is crazy business. You better work my pussy, bitch. I love that. I'm about to wipe off my brush. I want you to see this. My friend Christina. Hi, Christina. She got me. She always be giving me gifts, but she gave me this cute little Ryan brush cleaner. You just take off the pigment from the brush. I'm gonna go back into Hydromancy, that matte blue shade. Kind of touch that up a little bit. I don't want the shimmer to overpower that. 너무 좋아. And then I'm gonna use number 7, which isn't really a like purple or pink shimmer, but it almost has like this transparent. Oh my god! What the fuck am I doing? These sorts of colors I use all the time. Like, it'll be like a white. It looks like white in the pan, and it has like a purple lavender shift. You can never go wrong with that. This one has like blue shimmers and glitters though, so it has even more dimension. Oh! Can you see that though? I don't know if you can see that. It might be a little bit harder to see. That is the one, bitch. It kind of has this vibe to it, actually. Robert, you're fucking me up, girl. You got me fucked up. This is crazy business. Yes. It's definitely not as popping as this side. It's almost more of like on my skin tone. It's more of like a mid-tone shimmer, not so much like, oh, a blinding highlighter, but that's fine. I like the transition you get from this bit into like the affirmation. Is that what's called? Yes, affirmation shade. Do that. Then into the middle, we're gonna use these baddies over here. I'm gonna use Oracle. This is an intense, almost like turquoise, because there's almost like a bit of a green undertone. I'm gonna put that right in the middle. Oh! Oh! Yes! Oh my god. That is the one, bitch. I'm keeping it like in the middle, but more in here because I need to leave space here for the other shimmer in there. Let me go back into Love Line because I want to make sure there's a good transition between the two. Oh! Oh! Pussy's on fire. Okay, now Psychic. You know what? I need to show y'all up close. What the fuck am I doing? Look at those. 너무 이쁜 거 아니야? Oh! Oh! What I love about these glitter shimmer, I mean, I've only used 2, but what I like about them, they're obviously pigmented and thick, but they're almost slightly translucent. So whatever you have underneath, that's why I like having this black first, because it gives these shimmers a bit more dimension. Wipe off the brush and then go back in again to number 7 and use that to transition. You okay? Of course, Hermit. Oh, this beautiful, like, deep gray with like a cool blue undertone, sort of shimmer glitter with a lot of white highlight in there. Oh, my god, I'm gonna have an aneurysm, y'all. This is too fucking much. This is too fucking much for my heart. Oh my, this side is, oh, it's giving mermaid. Oh. And then the same color, but we're gonna do it on this side. Oh, my Shayla. Just kidding, I didn't even use it in the right context. That is sexy as hell. And then I'm gonna use Crystal, very pale white sort of shimmer shade, and use that on my, just the center of my Aegyosal, because I don't want it to be too, you know, too bright under my eyes. Just in the middle. Like that. Oh! Oh, beautiful. Now I do want to blend that a little bit more, like what is it, the shadow underneath, because I don't want it to go too white. So I'm going back in with Fortune Cookie. I'm just adding a touch sort of like here and out here, just so it tones it down a little bit. So you still get that pop of the Aegyosal, but it's not looking like whitish. Now I don't think I'm going to do anything on my cheeks actually, because I think it would be too distracting. But what I will do is contour my nose. Actually, since I use Dinto foundation, they have powder that they also sell at Daiso. Put some on my puff. They come in with 3 shades. There's a milky one, a lavender one, and a pinky one. This is just the milky one. On my 2 puff, and just go to town. When you're doing a look as shiny and as intense as this, I do think it's important to have the skin looking relatively matte, because it can be very distracting. I'm avoiding here because it's so dry. You see how much more just clean that looks? And going back to an oldie but a goodie, my little Ondine nose contour palette. Just add a little bit of shape to my nose. For this type of look, because I think blush would be distracting, I think instead doing nose contour would be better. Since I have my hair bleached, I do need to use a brown mascara, but before I do that, I'm just going to sharpen up my eyebrows with a bit of pencil. Just make the outside a little bit longer, because I think with this type of look, a long eyebrow would be suitable. I have no idea what this brand is from. If you've been watching in my last few videos, I'll use this, but I don't put a name for the thing because Edward got it for me from China, and I'm just too lazy to look it up. But it's just a blonde brown mascara. Oh, that's the one. I've told you guys before that lately in K-beauty, lighting the eyebrows has been very popular. But I do think it looks really nice when you lighten the eyebrows and you do more intense looks like this, because it helps balance out the look. Because if you have this look with extremely dark eyebrows, it can be a little bit much sometimes, especially if you have softer features. So softening the eyebrows, I would give that a try if you haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna add a touch of this powder foundation from Makeup Forever. Especially like right here. I've always been very skinny, and so my face has always been like gaunt. Later on, I did get into like facial fillers, and I think they're pretty much gone, but sometimes it can feel a little bit like, there's probably still filler in there left, but sometimes it can feel a little bit like deep here, so I'll use like a light, I like the effect of using a light powder foundation like right here to kind of fill that space in, and also some right here at the very sides of the nose. I feel like it really snatches the nose. That. And also a touch right here, where a bit of my dark circle can be left over. Normally for a natural look, I don't mind a bit of my dark circle showing, but for this look, because it's so intense, I want to really clean up under my eyes. So I love using these powder foundations for, I did the corrector, I did the concealer and all that, but sometimes there's some leftover darkness. That powder foundation really helps. It almost acts as like a concealer, like a final concealer in a way. Oh. That's beautiful. To be honest, y'all, I was so worried about this look getting fucked up, but I'm really happy with the way it looks. Forgot to do mascara. I'm gonna use this NEOGEN one. You know those iron mascaras? This is supposed to be like the skinny version. So if you like the concept of the iron mascara, like the screw whatever mascara, but you feel like they're a little bit too big, this one is smaller, and so it's still kind of intense for my personal preference, but the brush is a lot smaller than the other iron one, so it's easier to get in here. This is a lot, oh fuck. This is a lot thicker of a mascara than I normally would use, but I think for this particular look, it would make sense to use. And if I'm honest with you, I do feel like it's a little bit more clumpy than what I would like for an everyday mascara. Like this, this brush is interesting, and this applicator is really interesting and all that, but I don't think it does very much of a good job like separating and making your lashes look fluffy, which is my style. But if you like more of like a thick, volumized, like almost clumpy look, this I think you would like. Use my code. Just kidding. I've been quite a fan lately of using a smaller brush. I normally use this brush for blush, but using this, Yogi, just touching the edge of my jaw. Oh, it looks so much sharper. Now, with the foundation, everything on, you can see how much more pink and red my lips are. I think this would be a good test now to see the lip gloss in action. This green one. What's the shade called? Good Fortune? It's giving Wicked vibes. Love that. And he said he made this because, if you have these more colorful looks, then a neutral lip would be good, but you don't want to wear like a lipstick. This is great for neutralizing the redness in your lips, which totally down for. That's why I got this one. I have actually tried this, and the formula is actually really nice. My only thing, he did say he put yellow glitter in there so that people with deeper skin tones, it can, come out as like this beautiful golden warm sort of look. And the green effect of the gloss actually works. I didn't think when I first put it on, I was like, it's fucking green. But as a few minutes passed by, I could actually see kind of like having almost like this nude look. And I was like, okay. But when I took it off, there was very obvious yellow glitter, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's not to a point where I'm like, fuck, this is so... No, that's just my one thing. In fact, you could probably... I actually had this on before the video. I don't know if you can see, there's some like glitter here, but it's not so obvious that, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't want to use that. I could totally see myself using this as like a... because he made it so it's like the shininess of a gloss, but it's a balm, so it's more almost like has a treatment feeling. Before I do that though, I will use my Holika Mellow Blurring Lip Pencil. I love using this one because it's in the shade Clay Rose. It's a very muted rosy pink. And I love using this for lining or blurring my lip edge. You guys know I love the tag one, the nude rosy one, but that's like a warm one. I want to go for a cool tone lip today, so you see how it like blurs the edge of my lips? Because the edge of my lip is more gray, while the center is more red. And so when I did try this one, the Good Fortune gloss by itself, yes, it neutralized my lip, but then my lip almost looked too gray in a way, because it made the gray part of my lips almost look more gray. Because it's a green, but you'll notice it's a very muted green, right? If you compare it to like the green even in the eyeshadow palette. These really bright greens here, you see how much more muted it looks? And so, yes, it's great for neutralizing the lips, but it can make your lips look a little bit grayish, which, as a soft summer, I don't mind. But there's some people where it will make it look like you're kind of like dead almost. It does have a plastic applicator, which is amazing. A lot of glosses these days in Korea as well have plastic applicators for their gloss. A lot of times people will put gloss on top of another lip product. And if it's one of those like fluffy applicators, that can get pigment from your lipstick that's on your lips when you're rubbing it, and so you have to clean it off. But this one, it's like plastic, so it's much easier to work with, and you can just wipe it and you won't have to worry about ruining it. But it starts like that. Oh shit, let me fucking zoom in, sorry. But if you spread it out, actually I'll do it on one side so you can see. Use a lip brush. Because if you want that neutralizing effect, you should put it on really thin. If you start like piling this shit on, yeah, your lips will look green. You can see it has a tad bit less red than right here. Which honestly, the thing I thought of was those girlies from like the 2000s in Japan. This is giving me like J-pop, because if you're into J-pop in the 2010s, or would that be the 2000s? If you're into the 2000s, when they were super into like a glossy but very nude lip, honey, it's giving Kana Nishino vibes. Kana Nishino, like that sort of gyaru vibe, which, honey, I'm super into. So I think with the pink that I used on the outer edge earlier, I like this combination a little bit more than just it by itself. Also because it doesn't have that much color to it, but I want some shape to my lips because my lips naturally just have no shape at all. 잠깐만. 근데 I don't really like when my whole lip is glossy because I think that looks a little bit... So I'm going to use a little eyeshadow bullet brush to tap the edge. Just to mattify it a little bit. So not the whole lip. Because if the whole lip looks glossy, that can look a little bit much. Like I was just eating Korean barbecue. Specifically Korean barbecue. It felt like I was just eating some kind of barbecue, right? Or some oily food. So just having the middle generally shiny is a lot more wearable, I think, than the whole thing being glossy. Oh, yeah. Oh! Oh! I love this one. I love it. Now, did I use every color in this palette? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But the colors I did use, honestly, Robert knocked it out of the park. I'm obsessed. This is so, oh. I had a lot of fun using these colors because they're not the typical colors I would use, of course, but like I said earlier, I love using these types of colors in the style that I tend to do. Because honestly, a lot of the makeup I do is very like color, like paint by numbers in a way, where it's like on the mobile lid, the outer corner, the liner, but being able to like sort of like slightly, I didn't really switch the colors up that much. I just used gray and black, right? But these like beautiful highlight parts, like the pink and the lavender and the blues, oh! And honestly, what I'm probably most surprised by is the level of blendability in the really dark shades. Because honestly, y'all, these sorts of colors can be very dangerous when it comes to applying. Even, honestly, even these two, I didn't mention at the time, but in my head, as I was putting them on, they went on really smooth. And they weren't chalky, which honestly, colors like this tend to be chalky. So honestly, Blend Bunny, period. Love the gloss. Love this combination of the pink, so I get... This is honestly kind of a lip you would see aespa wearing, where it's like, you know, a very blurred, overdrawn lip, and then just gloss. And I think that's so pretty. If you happen to have this palette or any palettes like this, or colors that you like this that you have that you don't really, you're too scared to try it like this. It's fun, and honestly, I think I was brave about it. If I was in my 2016 era, no, honey, I would wear this out. I would wear this out. Well, oh, look at that. Oh. It's giving editorial. Oh, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to wash this off after this because I do have to go out in a bit. But I had a good time. Maybe we can explore this palette again. We'll try the other colors in another Get Ready with me. But for now, I will see you in another video. And have a good evening, night, day, whatever it is. Whatever time you're at. So, bye!